Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, so let's get into this. I'm just going to start shuffling a whole bunch of decks. I think I've got, 6, 7 decks to do here. I'm going to do a bit of a union or, the bridging space between counterparts, reading, and have a look at what the energies are, how the masculines and feminines are both viewing the energies at this time. I'm going to get what the masculines would say to the feminines about it, and then the instruction for what the feminines, who is the majority of my viewership. I get comments sometimes asking what percentage are male and female from the stats. I see about 13 to 15% masculines watching, males watching, according to the statistics, just for those who are curious. However, I'm going to also get instruction for the Divine Feminines here and look at the progressive energies coming out. So thank you, Divine Creator. What can we see for the collective energies at this time? What can we see for how the feminines and the masculines are viewing? Masculines on the left, feminines on the right. The energies that are influencing and affecting the connections at this time. What would the masculines say about what they're experiencing? What can the Divine Feminines take away and use? What do they need to know about the potentials and options for them right now to navigate? And what's going to be emerging next in the connections based on each of the aspects that we're going to see here? So thank you for bearing with me. And then also we're going to do the Erotic Tarot and see what this is, where the intimacy points of connection are. Okay, I'll save that for last. What can we see for the conscious understanding of where the counterparts are at together right now? Okay, the moon. So there's a lot of secret, hidden information. Doesn't mean it's intentionally being withheld. It's just that it hasn't been offered to the connection yet. So there are things that are going to come to light that are pretty deep. The deepest stuff that's ever been brought up is set to appear. The reason I know it's ready to appear is the moon is here. And that doesn't happen unless it implies that we're moving from not even being in the vicinity to now it being relevant. What can we see for the masculines about this? The separation. Okay, so this is a person feeling left out in the cold. This can be housing issues, troubles. There's a house here and they're locked out. There's like this home energy is being observed as separate from the individuals on this card. So there's some feelings and fears of, this is beautiful because as an archetype, this really talks about the masculines experiencing this distance between where they are and where they want to be in that home kind of energy. This can talk about root chakra healing, money story healing. It can talk about feeling separated from this connection or not knowing how to come towards the connection and feel included by it. This is in all regards an energetic experience of separation from wholeness and home energy. So the masculines are about to discover the deepest subconscious factors in that right now. That's what's going to come to light when we have a true need for growth to see things in a more progressive way. Remember, this is only the 5 out of 10, which is the long-term legacy. When we are authentically at a stage where it's relevant to learn the remedy for this isolated thinking. Dun, da, 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 the energy arises to the challenge. So masculines have been earnestly asking for a solution to this separation mentality. And it's coming up. What are the feminines, or sorry, what would the masculines say to the feminines about this? I'm too afraid to talk. So they're too afraid to let you know how dismal it feels to them right now. This is one of the secrets that appears to be coming to light, feminines, that your masculine is working this puzzle so that they can talk to you more about this and be emotionally transparent. The moon is the keeper of the cosmic emotional body, the ocean of emotion. And so the masculines are bottling up a lot of emotion here, and they are afraid to talk. And that usually implies that they've got some more internalizing to do, or that they're going to realize that they're accustomed to isolating and they need to change that pattern. Remember, masculines, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. There is a coming out of isolation, a coming out of the cold desire here. So anyways, let's see what the feminines are experiencing regarding this energy. Two of Wands. So the feminines are very much stepping out of their comfort zone and seeing the counterparts as two peas in a pod. So feminines, you're rising to this challenge in a way that you're in this together. Even if the masculines are in this isolation, separation mentality and afraid, you are saying, look, X marks the spot. We're in this together. And this is the deepest secret, feminines, that your love is grown to a degree now that you're willing to step out of your comfort zone in the name of what your side of the energy knows and believes, even when the masculines are isolating and afraid. You're still showing up and knowing that you're overcoming rejection, I just heard, because you're pushing through any of the misconception that when your masculine is in this scarcity lack mentality, that it's about you. You're not taking it personally, and you're loving bigger. You're loving anyways. You might be loving in action right now, but there's some resilience of the soul that I feel coming here. And this is like, I'm feeling for you feminines, for us, that there is an untapped resource of this cosmic feminine intuitive wisdom, intuitive ability to move beyond the obstacles. I'm hearing Metatron energy. So for feminines, really digging deep into the id, into the primitive aspects of consciousness itself, and going beyond the ego that would reflect separation mentality to your counterpart in response to their fear. Okay, that's really cracking some codes, feminines. What is the advice? 3 of Cups. So there is a lackluster flow of emotions here. This is really, again, the 3 in the inverse like this. It reduces to the 2. Got the 2 of Wands, the twin flames, the 2 of Cups, the real love. So feminines, yeah, your advice is to go within to that heart that recognizes the we-ness of, isn't that what this is called? The togetherness, the we aspect of your connection, and see yourselves as in it together. Trust the love. And I'm hearing you're going to see from the depths of your soul something at this stage of your journey that's going to allow you to offer this either energetically or directly to your masculine in a way that cannot help but be received, I just heard, because it's no longer going on that paradigm, faulty logic that you could be rejected or not. There's no more of that segregation mentality in this energy I'm feeling, feminines. This is truly camaraderie and connection, just being souls in human bodies right now. What is the energetic motion we're getting here? Self-love, protection. Yeah, so I think it came through in yesterday's reading that the feminines aren't going to hurt you, masculines, because they don't hurt themselves. They love themselves. And masculines, self-love is about the ultimate protection. When you honor what is coming in for you, where you're authentically at, that's the most loving thing you can do. And to be transparent to yourself and your dear loved one here, you're protected. This is also elemental magic. So this is a way of moving the elements in your favor. So if you're feeling left out in the physical here in some way, masculines, this is where you can work with the elements and bring in magical manifesting, and you can have your cake and eat it too. And I don't mean in, non-monogamous stuff. That's not what I'm talking about there. But there's often times we compartmentalize and we say, I've got to do this or this. When we bring in elemental magic, we alchemize and blend. We don't compartmentalize. We seamlessly flow from one hat to the next. We wear all the hats at once. And that aspect comes to the forefront when most needed. So it's not a rejection of aspects of self. When we're coming out of this isolation, it is an inclusion of all the aspects of self. It's like those pens that have the different little triggers at the bottom that have all the different colors you could choose. And then inside they've got all the different things, and then you can push the green one or the red one. But that one pen contains all the things. I'm feeling that that's this elemental magic. Haven't thought of those in a while. Okay, what is the energy for each other here consciously? Okay, unconventional long-term success. So this is the 10 of Pentacles, which is legacy, generational wealth. There's a new angle emerging for the counterparts that talks about this abundance on a legacy level. So this isn't casual abundance. This is, masculines, I'm calling the masculines bad attitudes out again, and I'm not criticizing you for that. We come by it naturally when we're imprinted with the ways of the world. But the 5 of Pentacles and the 10, that's your half of the equation, masculines. And so this attitude of lack, loss, competition, feeling isolated, feeling you have to go it alone, too afraid to bridge, to actually trust, to connect, that is preventing you from accessing this abundance with your feminine, because your feminine loves you. And divine feminines, so this is a time to really honor that it's not been about you. It's been the fear in your masculine to be vulnerable, transparent, to admit that they are scared, that they don't have the answers, and to let the love in, to let a true counterpart assist here. This is sort of where we're at in the energy. What can we see for the masculines? How are they perceiving this? Queen of Pentacles, yes, they do see you as the wifey material life partner. They hope that you would be like this. Their higher guidance is pointing to you that way, divine feminines. That is not why they are in this separation mentality. This awareness of who you are or who you could potentially be for them is actually supporting them through to the evolution that they can step out of that fear and scarcity. But because they are in that, they also know that part of this attitude adjustment or shift within them has to match you. And they are seeing you sitting pretty as somebody who has achieved this kind of capacity already. What would they say to you? I still don't have all the answers. So they haven't found how to match you yet with their proper angle of understanding. They're still seeking how they can have this 2 energy that the feminines are holding right now in the 2 of Wands and the 2 of Cups. So the masculines are coming to this. They see you are illuminated, but they are still looking at how do they match that? What do they need to do? I'm hearing they need to put down that fear and they need to dream bigger. So they still have to discern what those things would feel and look like for each of their scenarios. What do we need to see for the feminines? Oh, yeah, 4 of Coins. So this is just holding steady. This is you knowing that this is a foundational stage for the connections, and don't push. This is just status quo. Feminines, hold space. What is the advice? The Hermit. Yeah, go into your own hermit mode. Be loyal to what you love. Look at your own alignment and stay focused on the big picture here. Don't force anything. Don't push anything. Hold space. The masculines are growing right now. It's like that was me pretending to be a seed germinating. Should I pull that off for a Halloween costume or what? Do you think you'd guess it? Oh my gosh. Okay. What can we see for the advice or the frequency going forward? Merkaba Matrix, light body expansion, illuminated presence. Matrix is the material realm, but Merkaba Matrix is the light body matrix that can push out through that seed-like germination into the material realm and bring progress, bring innovation, bring a better workable solution. The light is always the answer. It is always an increased consciousness, a different way of looking at things. So we are in the midst of bringing things to light that would work better than things have worked in the past or the things that haven't worked at all. What can we see on the heart space for the counterparts, for the connection? There is tact, timing, and grace. So this can be very eloquent communication. This can be where we start to see that the feminines are no longer afraid that the love isn't here and not afraid of rejection. So the feminines are holding this consistency right now, which is not an energy of chasing. It's not this volatile reactionary thing. Feminines, you are speaking when it's appropriate. You are communicating on every level with tact and grace and timing. The masculines are now seeing that you know what you're talking about and you're sitting on your truth. This is a cross. I'm hearing it's for righteousness, that your motives are pure, feminines. And masculines, you're also seeing how this is safe. This is helping the masculines feel like they can start coming in from out of this isolated energy. What are the masculines experiencing with this? They know that there are some truths to be had. They're going deep within to see what truth they can offer because they see you sitting in this energy of clarity, precision, showing up. You're in the queen energy, and this would be the truths they would need to have to match you in the king of swords. That can have to do with assets, finances, legal matters. These are the precision thinking of the material strategies. So the masculines are working on that right now. What would they say to you? If I follow you, I could lose everything. So there's something that the masculines know that they need to let go of, that what they presume. So I'm also getting, for some, they know they need to let go of something that would honor what they absolutely validate you are saying in all truth, feminines. But there is also a way of looking at things that they are afraid they would lose something, which is a fallacy. They're not going to lose that thing. So this is where the truth hasn't set them free yet, because they're in between worlds. For some of them, there's something they know they need to let go of and they're not ready to, because they haven't figured out what the lessons were in it that give them peace to up-level from it. For some, they feel like there's a pressure to let go of something that is dear to them, but they haven't seen how that's not needed here. There's some clarity coming in. They're afraid that they're going to lose their control, their empowerment. If they agree that you are coming to this with some wisdom, they will possibly look like they're just jumping ship from their own energy and onto your train of thought. So they want to be able to come to their own collaborative understanding so that they don't just forego their own wisdom and cave. And it's not about that, masculines. It's definitely about this not rushing it, allowing the energy to be present and to inform. What are the feminines aware of right now? Okay, so the Eight of Swords is where we are trapped and powerless in our own minds. So right now, the masculines have a bit of fear to talk, but the feminines, you're also being told to just hold steady. Eight of Swords can be where we are stopping ourselves in our own minds. What I'm getting from this is that the reason it feels like you can't do anything right now, or you need to stay put, feminines, is because you've offered exactly what you've needed to at this point, energetically or through communication, that the masculines are now being stimulated to come to a higher understanding. And you might feel a little bit at a loss for what to do next because you don't have the reciprocation yet. So it's about following our hearts and then allowing for the reciprocation. Unless we have that matched reciprocation, it's not time to step forward together. We're in this together. We are utilizing tact and timing and grace. And that means it's not one leaving the other behind or one feeling rejected. There are no more of these segregation things happening. That's incredibly beautiful. What can we see for advice for the feminines? Six of Cups, the reunion is coming once these logistic puzzles are worked out, once the attitude adjustment or the open heart and open-mindedness comes in as a truth that sets the masculines free. I believe that it's the safety available in these connections and the trust that the feminines are worthy of, that the masculines are coming to here. What is the energetic card? Bliss, aspiration, and realization. Yeah, so there is a motion right now to allow us all to follow our bliss and to realize there are new aspirations based on trust, unity consciousness, exponential manifestation, and things that we've dreamed about that we weren't able to realize on our own before. We are learning the necessary ingredients to manifest on those levels. So many of the twin flames have had very precocious visions. We are visionaries, and this is where we are learning on this journey the elements that allow us to manifest our visions, realize our visions and our visionary capacity on a new level. But these connections show us so much about manifestation in general, that it lends. This is why unions and abundance and life purpose and all of that comes in at once, because they all have developmental markers in common. These are stages of consciousness that result in all of these things happening at once because they are all resident frequencies on the same level of attunement. Beautiful. What are we seeing on the Heart of Hearts for each other? Wheel of Fortune. So there is divine intervention coming in for the connections right now, out of necessity, out of circumstantial necessity right now, I'm hearing. That is life situation. These are extenuating things, opportunities, circumstances. There are no other options. There are things coming in for the connections right now that are so evident as unique opportunities and so evident as necessity breeding innovation. There is that kind of a brick wall or red carpet in certain degrees right now. And if we can look at those dead ends and those red carpet rollouts as two sides of the same developmental coin, we're seeing it accurately right now, the divine saying. How are the masculines viewing this? Yeah, they are really looking at never again being at this abandonment wound, because realistically, they know this is the love of a lifetime, and they are really wrestling with the last remaining single energies. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What would the masculines say to the feminines about this? I am in so much pain. Yeah, this is rock bottom. This is the resistance to come into unity with the feminine. This is resistance to come into unity with reality, with manifesting their destiny. This is the last sort of attempt to pretend that they should play small. That is extraordinary. What do the feminines experience right now? Again, second time, this soulmate reunion, twin flame reunion, this coming back together, that's hovering, that's just waiting after this bubble bursts of resistance. This bubble of resistance is going to burst. What can we see for advice? Strength. This is going to push you to the limits as well for how much your heart can hold. But remember, the Strength card is the Beauty and the Beast. Overcome the beast with grace, humility, feminines right now. So let this part of the journey just totally have its way with you. Become transparent to it. Let it wash through you and not stick right now, because this is cause for great celebration. The masculines are just ready to cave into their new life. This is the final throes of the ego death that keeps them clinging to the things of the world. Wow, we're there, everybody. Okay, so energetic, spiritual gifts, mystery, enchantment, secrets. There's that moon energy again coming up. So this is how we get in tune with the secrets that need to come to light to support us to the higher timelines that are about to emerge for the collective. What can we see for the manifestations? Okay, we are being asked to manifest based on togetherness and sovereignty. So instead of being codependent like in times in past where we didn't really have a lot of understanding, wisdom about how to navigate life and relationships, this is now saying we do have the capacity. It's growing. We should desire to look at things holistically with consciousness, with awareness, with an understanding of the multidimensional factors that go into mature decision making, and that we should include the other, but not in a way that is enmeshed and codependent, meaning unequally balanced. We should only make joint decisions when we have clarity each through safety and wholeness. How are the masculines experiencing this invitation of manifestation right now? Prince of Swords, they're not communicating right now because they're learning this. They're having their eyes open to it. Something right now is giving the masculines all the information they need to trust the process, trust the unions, trust the feminine, trust divine plan, trust themselves, to individuate from whatever it was that they were ego aligned with that was keeping them fearful. That stuff that they felt they could lose. It's all of the old ways of looking at things, that comfort zone, that they thought there were certain ways to do life, and now they're suddenly like out in midair and saying, don't look down, I'm floating, what's going on? This is totally not normal. It's all the stuff that would tell them the second they look down, they're going to fall. That stuff is being seen for what it really is, and they're realizing they can float now. They're becoming buoyant. They're becoming free. They're defying the laws of the material realm. Not the legal things, but the cause and the assumptions of that materialistic way of viewing reality. Oh my goodness, what would they say? I think so, yes. So they are coming to it. They are in that gray area where it's premature to jump in, but they're right on the edge, feminines. So what are the feminines experiencing with this? Here's the Two of Swords in the inverse. So this blockage of energy, there is this sweet spot that's going through the blockage of energy, that harmonization, the synergy we've been seeing for the feminine's awareness right now. They're seeing how these two separate truths are not at odds, that there is a harmonizing angle of approach, and they're here for it. Feminines are here for that. So just stay in that open energy, feminines, because that is so highly magnetic right now in these manifestations and unions. Gone but not gone. More of this holding steady energy, feminines. The advice is put down all the emotionally bankrupt ways of looking at things and seek to cultivate an awareness of your situation right now based on emotionally progressive, positive ways of looking at things. high frequency, honoring the love, knowing how you have navigated this journey and all the wisdom you've learned. Hold that now, but release all the reactionary things that don't have a place at this stage of love. What can we see? Divination, intuition, and inner vision. This is a time where both are going deep within. The masculines are going deep within to remove the logic, the faulty logic, and feminines are going deep within to remove the misguided emotionality. Wow. What are we seeing for the actions that everyone's being lovers? In the name of love, we're being asked to do the unthinkable, the unconventional, and bridge. In the name of higher love. So what, world, if you haven't seen it before? That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. And all the twins, all the love conscious lovers around the planet go, ah, yes. So in the souls, there's a soul cry, a collective soul cry right now to bust the systems wide open in the name of love on the planet and to do things differently and to take our empowerment back. How are the masculines experiencing this? Eight of Swords. They're seeing that they're holding themselves back. There is some reality emerging for each of the masculines that offers them something beyond what the imprinting and predictive programming suggests is possible. What would they say to the feminines? I dream about you a lot, too much. So you are an inspiration. You are a beacon that shows them this higher love, that shows them beyond the limitations of what they've previously thought was possible. Just know that, feminines. How are the feminines experiencing this? Ace of Cups, unconditional love. You're no longer feeling like your worth is dependent on whether your masculine accepts or rejects you. You're no longer feeling limited in this reality by whether or not it's been done before. You know with this full-hearted, fully living that you're ready for any challenge and this grand adventure on a new level. Six of Wands, this is coming out. This is the light quotient coming out into the physical, showing the world your true, empowered, divine, realized, masterful self. This is showing the world the real you, this energetic, badass, powerhouse manifester. You are showing your masculine this version of you now, feminines. Beautiful. What is it we can see going forward? Sophistication, ingenuity, originality, and elegance. This is the fine, I said earlier in a reading, this is like the ballroom dance couple that is winning the competition for improv. Every little thing life gives us, we just flow with it and make it a dance. Yes, that is in the name of higher love. That wasn't a fall. I meant to do that. You know, this is the way that we come in and we're already in our ideal and we forgive ourselves in real time. We look at the beautiful, incredible opportunities because we're poised for them. We're in that readiness of the now. What can we see as the biggest challenge at this time? Home. This is my creature comforts card, safety, home. So a lot of things might feel topsy-turvy in the collection or in the collective right now regarding living situation, finances, home, all that stuff. So this is designed as a shake-up to bring twins together, I just heard, to bring divine counterparts together, to bring these unions in. These are the logistics we're being asked to solve so that we can balance out our basic needs in the name of health. Our root chakras are being healed, so all the faulty, unstable foundations that we were subscribing to, the business plan, the machine, all of that is being put over here, and we are looking at what do we actually need, what actually works for us, what actually comforts us, what actually nurtures, what actually gives us a foundation that has protection for the children, for the next generations, that allows for a comfortable home environment, safety. We're working on all of these logistics. What are the masculines experiencing? Wheel of Fortune in the inverse. There's going to be something that magically arrives. Divine timing is set to spin. There is a solution coming, masculines. It's going to knock your socks off. How basic it is, but it's beautiful. What would they say to the feminine about this? You hurt me, but that's okay, I guess. This can be some mother wounding. This can also be betrayal of feminines in the past. This can be fear of things, history repeating itself and not making life easier because of fear of being hurt in the future. There could be developmental stages where living together, wifey energy, co-parenting, all this stuff is really hitting the masculines. I'm getting that this Wheel of Fortune isn't going to turn until the masculines put down this fear of being hurt. The feminines have had to do that and are doing that too, masculines. So just know it's part of this journey. You're not the odd one out, that you might still have some of that. That's what we're going on this journey to erase from the human collective and come into the truth. What are the feminines experiencing with all of this? High Priestess, a deeper call to go within, be still and know. Mercy, humility, compassion right now, feminines. Home is an inside job, and when you anchor that in holistically, the solutions about your external circumstances can be accessed. So get it within you. Go into meditation. This is saying that we don't really have that fully yet. We might feel we do emotionally, we might feel we do consciously, but it hasn't happened and rolled out in the physical yet. So stay with it every step of that design and realization. Stay with it. What can we see for the advice? Wow, King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, both in the inverse. We got divine counterparts in physical bodied form here. So feminines, the advice is this is the way to commitment. Whatever's happening in your connection right now is life partnership foundational motion. Harmonic oscillator, timing, rhythm, synchronization, and frequency. So there is enough enlightenment coming in. Synchronization happens, synchronicities happen at a stage of consciousness that is very close to enlightenment. And so this connection is factoring in a conscious enlightenment, and it is starting to come into the frequency of syncing together. That is unity. That is union. So synchronization of the counterparts. We've got the couples here in physical form on the table, and with divine timing set to come in. There is something about solving housing and living situations right now that is being cleared. The masculines are putting down their fear of being hurt. Feminines are holding the knowledge that you're not going to hurt your masculines, that you do actually love them. Everybody is coming to the recognition of what it feels like to have this commitment and consistency embodied authentically in the heart of hearts. No more backup plans, no more safety measures. This is the knowledge that we know ourselves well enough. We've done enough healing to say confidently, without a shadow of doubt, who we love, what we want, that we're here for love only. That's what's bringing these unions in. What is the solution to this challenge of home? The intuition of the feminine. So masculines, don't be afraid to reach out to your feminine to help solve. Your feminine is a main line to the divine. Your feminine, this is their embodied talent. Your feminine is an oracle. The divine feminine is that womb chakra. We bring things in from the intangible to physical form. We identify those potentials. We see it before the masculine does. The high priestess, the psychic intuitive aspect of the feminine energy, you do have this within you, masculines, but your divine feminine is the embodiment of this. And so it is about honoring that sacred, intuitive, psychic aspect of feminine energy, whether it's in the external feminine or the internal aspect. It is a time now, masculines, to take counsel with your feminine and reap the reward of having someone in your life that is that specialist. You're not meant to completely go it alone. It is time to draw on that wisdom to include the feminine, masculines. Wow. And it's time for feminines to experience what it's like to be included for such a thing. This is my favorite reading I have ever channeled, everyone. What an honor. How are the masculines experiencing this? This is going to end your burden, masculines. I'm too afraid to talk to you. That's the second fear. So yes, masculines, this is the answer to ending the burden. So if you're afraid to get this psychic intuitive wisdom from your feminines, that means that you are ready to put down the burden, and the reasons and the methodology for holding on to the burden is ready to crack. It's okay. Your feminine is not a threat. You stepping into your grandest success is what's unnerving you right now, because you know on the deepest levels that's what's about to happen. That's what's causing this awesome fear, masculines, is because you are in the vicinity of the real deal. You are in the vicinity of uncorking your abundance for the rest of your life. Wow, masculines. Wow, feminines, what are the feminines experiencing? Ace of Pentacles, you feminines are getting this brainstormed new level idea coming in. So whatever's popping off for you, feminines, you're on the right track. The divine is saying this is the new incentive. This is the new genius. This is the prosperous new beginning, and you will be able to share it with your masculine. They've just got to get through this fear right now of their own success. The Emperor, so your masculine is becoming the Emperor to your Empress. You are the Empress, feminines. You hold the keys to this abundance. The Empress is also synonymous with abundance. So your masculine is becoming the Emperor. What is the advice? Right on, Adam. Autonomy, self-fulfillment, non-reaction. 33. The angels are all around this right now. Divine timing, helping the masculines come into their Emperor energy. This is happening, everybody. What is the direction in the near future? Hanged Man and Epiphanies. There's a pause before these things roll out. There is a standstill momentarily right now before things go time, is what I'm hearing. For the masculines, Princess of Swords, they are becoming openly curious. What if it could work? They can't put this out of their mind. There's something that they've seen now that they're not going to be able to put down the train of thought on. Do you even see me that way? They are starting to see that you see their splendor. You see their greatest potential. You see their worthiness. And it's like the light switch just went on for the masculines, that they could actually be what you have been trying to tell them all along that they are. They're actually starting to take that compliment and believe it. Ooh, that's where the fear is coming from today, everybody. That's incredible. So let's reframe that fear and say, this is the moment where the masculines put down that ego and live fully. How are the feminines? Knight of Swords with the Page of Swords here. So this is holding back on the communication right now so that the masculines can come to it. So you may have done with tact and timing, you may have said everything you need to right now, and now the masculines are beginning to say yes to this new abundant future coming in. Advice, the Devil in the inverse. Overcome those devil thoughts. If they arise right now, hunker into knowing that you are in this together, that the love is real, that you are willing to, show up without fear of ridicule, rejection, envy, any of the 7 deadly sins. Overcome those right now. Overcome the stigma of it with your motivations, with your intentions, with how others would judge you, how your masculine would judge you right now. Breathe through anything that's coming up as a last remaining gatekeeper that's holding back abundance in the collective. All of us, let's do it together. Aho. Energetic card coming forward. Consciousness, beginning, and faith. Number 1, 0 point. Coming into 0 point, everybody. This is where the going gets real. Let's realize the heck out of this new reality. Heaven on earth. Amen. Or whatever. So be it. Much love, everyone. Bye for now.